Copy traffic, making a Bear 1-1 making a left for final approach of runway 25.
Oh yeah, I just killed an F-14.
Nice. Jeez, the J-11 has a lot of flares.
I got tired of doing circles around the Dorito, so now I'm in a knife fight with them.
Yeah, good luck with that.
SC-27 out there. Zone.
What's it called when you're on the middle, like, taxiway to not going to the very end of the runway?
Copy traffic, Bear 1-1, clear back to runway.
If it's not marked, you could call out, you know, midfield, just so people know you're not at the end. Otherwise, you have to look at the chart. It would be different on either sides of the runway. But if you're not sure, you could say...
Taking midfield, runway 07.
You're on our... I don't know if that's transmitting in the game there where you are. Because you're on a different Discord.
Yeah,
you can hear people?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cavalier traffic, Skull 13, taxiing to runway 05, I think, for departure.
Pirate, I just flew through waypoint 0. It didn't respawn, just so you know.
I might have to call here in a little bit, but...
Cavalier traffic.
Yeah.
Trent 1-1 on runway 07. Rolling.
Oops, I don't know why I closed out. Yeah, if we want to go over taxi, I might go over U5 if anyone's interested. I'll probably head a bit after that.
I'll jump out.
Yeah, I'm gonna take down this F5 real quick.
Yeah, I'll watch the tag view.
I exited, so...
Cavalier tower, Trent 1-1, airborne. Airborne.
You could do less flights and then I'll go tag view there.
Okay.
I had to take a break. I was getting a little dizzy there.
Oh, yeah, then we'll do that for you. Alright, I'm just trying to VR for a second.
Alright, are you on Windows 10 or 11?
Sorry, what was that?
Are you on Windows 10 or Windows 11?
11.
You're on 11? I'm curious to see if I can find the GPM setting on my motherboard, turn that on, and then upgrade to 11.
Cavalier tower, Skull 13, holding short, runway 07.
Definitely check your BIOS. Like, mine was to right on the edge of the TPM requirements, but it still had a software one.
What's the difference? Oh,
Well, I mean, as far as Windows upgrade goes, nothing.
okay.
When you get the tech, you fire it if you don't want to send it over, or if you want to run it too.
Yeah, you don't have to go over mine. Mine was really stupid and I got the kill after the guy froze in midair. So.
Oh, gotcha. No worries. But yeah, if you're interested in the other stuff, just yeah, I'll go over just whoever wants to go over one, and then yeah, call it that.
You can go over my F-14 fight if you want.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, as soon as we get the taxi, we'll pull it up and get started.
My first one was probably interesting. Not sure
Yeah,
if
we
you
can
still have
do
that
that one.
Not sure if you still have that one.
Yeah, I've got both. The original. I guess I can pull up the original now and start going over stuff, and then once pirate it, once you get the other one, just
Alright, anybody else still flying?
No.
Alright.
Were they not shooting back? That last time I felt like he was behind me and not taking shots.
Well, they should be shooting.
Letting tower, Trek 1-1, switching tactical.
okay. So, Shallow, your first fight was against 14.
Yeah, I had both of them against 14 Ifram.
Okay, gotcha. Are you flying on Sanya right now, or whichever one?
Yeah, I'm flying on Zadia.
Alright, in that case, we'll save you for when you finish up that. Anybody have one of the first sets that they like to see?
I don't know if my first set was against the SU-33 or if it's when it froze.
Yours looks like...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, looks like I
yeah.
I sent you the two server ones that I think are right.
Oh, sweet. I didn't see the second one.
Well, I guess some of that was scripting and variable stuff. I'll have to give it a once over again. I feel like it was okay the second time around though.
Oh, is your tech view probably updated? That'll pass mine. But yeah, not pulling it easy.
Actually, it also looks like the server has been shut down completely, so maybe I didn't send you that one.
Oh, okay, alright. I guess what's happening? I'll see if I can grab... Or, okay, so variable, you got one against the MiG-31. I don't know if that's the one you want to see, but...
If I remember correctly, he just ran away, and I shot him, eventually.
Yeah, that's what both my guys that I've run against,
Oh,
they just
fair
run
enough.
away.
Yeah, he just booked it.
Yeah, that's funny. Not sure what's going on with that one. Let's take a look at that one. Give me a fire. There we go.
That's weird, because they definitely maneuvered, like, every single one. I think I hit, like, 6 or 7 different aircraft.
Yeah, it's always when you actually run the server, then nothing ever.
Oh, no, I meant just now, like, just in this flying right here.
Oh, yeah. I never really had an issue with them just straight running away from me, but yeah.
They will. I know if they get damaged too much, they will. If they get too low on fuel, they will. Like, I haven't turned any of that logic off, but maybe I should.
Maybe. Alright, anyone in the first batch that would like to see their fight, or has a fight in the first batch?
Mine with the SU-33 is in there. I'll take a look at that one.
Yeah, I'll look at mine with the J11, I think, in the first batch.
That's a 31.
Yeah, this is the second fight. Yeah, I think it's the second set of fights. Well, I'm going to rescind that statement. Is there anyone in the second set of fights? I'll go over one of mine first, I think. There was one...
One is in from South Triangle Island, I believe.
This one I thought was a decent demonstration of one circle versus two circle, but if you were at 15 in the highest emerge, you can see that I start to pull up early so I can get through my circle before he gets there. And of course they're AI, so they haven't started that yet. So he starts to turn late, but I see he's both going in the same direction, so instead of trying to up speed, I yank super hard on the stick. And because my radius, is shorter than him, in this case my rate is also higher because I was going fast. I was going like 500 knots when I came into this turn. But you can see that even if he did complete his turn faster than me, he would have just been flying into my nose for a shot. So here I was able to get a pretty easy tracking shot on him from the side here.
That was quick.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah. So that's a demonstration of one pursuit, or when you recognize which kind of fight you're in. So there's that one there. All right,
Make it look easy.
Yeah, well,
This is
he
what
wasn't
does.
pulling very hard, so yeah, that one wasn't so bad. There was one that I literally ran out of fuel, or not out of fuel, but I guess the F-16 ran out of fuel when I was fighting him, but it was a long fight in a circle.
My F-16 was long, too.
Yeah. Is there anyone else in the second set?
I mean, I had one, but I think we were just doing circles. I don't know that it's very interesting.
Okay, no worries. And the worst case scenario, if you don't want to see one, I'll just pick a random one and then we'll just go through it and I'll see what I can point out. So, yeah. If no one has any more particular one, I'll just work my way down the list, I guess. So, Pirate, grab one of your fights.
What's this?
It was the very last one before we all got off. My fight with the F-14s, I think.
Oh yeah, maybe mine with the Mirage a little better than I do like some of these F-5-1s. I maneuver killed this guy, but...
It's the one before this one. It's my last... It's the...
Why am I having trouble using this activity? Alright. So, coming in, highest quick merge. Here's the thing between whatever. Alright, so, nice job starting your turn early. Sorry, go ahead.
I just remembered I left a paper at work that I needed to take home.
Oh, okay. That's
I think you get rid of that on the top in the middle there, Capture.
Oh, you're talking about this thing here?
I think that's where you get rid of it, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh.
You just hit the... Get rid of it. Where it says display in 3D window, I think you hit that, uncheck it up there.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay. Appreciate that. Thank you. Been on a second. Alright, so, yep. Starting your turn early. Yeah, so, one note here I will say is when you do start your turn early, you do want to have a little bit of separation. So if you know you're going to come left, you may want to start when you're flying towards your opponent, angling down this way. That way you turn across your opponent, because you can see the one thing here where you start turning early. You do get through your turn earlier, but your opponent, if they were a player, would be able to see which direction you're going. And then in this situation, all he would have to do is yank super hard on the right on the stick, and then he'll kind of get inside your turn radius here. So kind of a little bit of what he did, honestly, here. Although if he was, he could have cut back on the throttles and gotten a real short turn radius going through here. But you can see from both coming in here is a one circle fight, so turn rate although right after this, the fight kind of changes a little bit. So you guys are still going to be nose to nose on the next merge, so still one circle with radius, which you pulled a much shorter radius coming around this turn than he did, so that will put you in the advantage here. So nicely done. Did you lose sight of him going up? Oh no, you didn't. Okay.
No, yeah, I didn't lose sight. I just was trying to angle for a better shot.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. So yeah, you see he went down with velocity, and then you went up, and this is a good move, because again, it slows you down, it gives you, or preserves your energy, but lets you pull a super tight radius turn here, which means you can get on him, so nicely done. And then you start diving to trade for speed, because now it turns into a rate fight.
Almost looks like he got some jet wash there.
Yeah, it looked like it. So what is your speed here? So 400 on the Tomcat, 300 on you. So yeah, nicely done. That was a very good three one circles, and then you got the advantage in your one circle fights here, and then coming down for radius. I mean, yeah. So this is kind of another phase of the fight where he's defensive and really can't do anything. I don't know what their best raid speed on a Tomcat, but you're able to keep up with him on the inside here, and so yeah, that ended up being a very good fight, and
nice job.
Carry that all the way through to the end. So nicely done. Any questions or comments on that one?
No, I was kind of excited about it, because I was like, I actually did some good work there.
Yeah,
definitely
no, solid.
I will also say that since the last time we did this, I've got some head tracking stuff, so I can find my opponents a little easier.
So much easier.
Oh, yeah. That's nice. Yeah. Yep. Alright, so yeah, just when you start your fight here, since you're a little bit under and left, you can pull into your opponent and start coming off to the left earlier. Like, probably about right here, you start turning into your opponent. That'll let it be you'll get advantage starting off more, but this is a pretty neutral fight to start with. So, coming down through here. So this is a good example of lead versus lag. So you see that your opponent's coming down, well, I guess this is kind of not saying this is the wrong move, this is more of just like a demonstration thing, but if your opponent's coming down through this turn, a lag move would be to fly this direction and then kind of pull along his track, that way you stay on his 6, versus trying to keep your nose in front of him for a gunshot, because that increases his rate of closure, and you can see that this is going to be a very high chance of an overshoot if you don't get a shot off here. So, lead versus lag there. Yeah, then you... Okay, yeah, you overshoot high just a little bit, and then he reverses the turn, which is on his part. So now this is a one circle, which is nose on nose for this pass. So you're in this situation, what you'd want to do is pull hard and try to cut your turn radius on the circle down. You can see that since his turn radius here is smaller than your turn radius here, he gets his nose on you first in this fight. They're in the situation. So no shot. Still a one circle fight, because the next one's going to be another nose. You are pulling harder here, so that's good. And it's a more even merge, although you still have the advantage at that time. Back to another one circle. So, yeah. You're going about 600 knots here, so that's a bit fast for even a raid fight. One hard thing with dogfights is controlling your velocity, because you're paying attention to so many things at once. Velocity is not really, you don't really think about it too much. And then the other thing with a Hornet that you have to keep in mind is if you are in burner and you're past like 400 knots, your flight computer won't let you actually pull hard enough back to slow down, because it'll overdo your aircraft. And so sometimes if you're going too fast, you'll either have to chop throttle to get to the rate speed, which is not as desirable, as you can also increase altitude to slow yourself down and then control your speed, and then turn that into a high-speed kind of diving turn. That'll also help. So, likely it is your velocity that's stopping you from winning this raid fight, but he had a few shot opportunities that he kind of ducked out on in this situation.
Yeah, this is where I thought, I was like, he seemed like he could have got shots off, and then, yeah, like you said, I knew I was going fast, but I didn't pull a throttle, and I was pulling the 6 all the way back. so I didn't know
Yeah.
that I should have chopped it or done something to be able to slow down.
Yeah. You don't really think about it until then, but yeah, it's if you're going too fast, the Hornet will not physically let you slow down. So you reverse, which is a good move, especially when you have velocity. You can also add a climbing turn to this to kind of change it up more. But your opponent recognized and reversed as well, which is smart move on his part. But if you pass your opponent like this and if you don't realize you're turning, then he'll continue here and you'll come around his waist and kind of change up the fight a little bit.
That's where I could tell he was, each time we crossed, he was definitely nose on quicker. That's why I switched, just to switch. I don't know at all what I'm doing, so.
Right, exactly. But this is another good example of what I mentioned by like the discrete phases. So like you'll repeat the same maneuver over and over again for a while, and then at one point the defensive fighter is going to realize that this isn't working, and then they'll switch it up, and then the offensive fighter, it's their job to react, which he does, and so.
That guy should have. I mean, the fact that he's been running, his AI was on, and his ROE was on. Otherwise, flying straight above a little bit. That's weird.
Okay, he does a weird thing in reverses here, but now this is a two-circle fight because now you see it's a tail-on-tail chase here. So you want to keep your radius. So you reverse and he reverses. So he wants to keep it in the two-circle with the rate. And I guess he's going for a tracking gun shot. Although it did look like he had a few opportunities here.
Yeah,
But
this is where I knew he was behind me, and I was just trying to do anything and to get away.
Yeah, this is hard. He's actually, I don't know. Yeah, I know what you mean by the AI now. They're actually pretty smart, but so this is a good example of lag versus lead. So in this situation, a lot of people, if they were red, would try to pull guns here, which isn't, honestly, probably kind of a fair shot. But say you want to stay in the control zone, keep lagging behind you and staying in your 6 here, so that even if, no matter what you do, you'll stay in your like 6. So there's no chance of an overshoot. So kind of biding your time. This is more of a lead pursuit, and then he goes back into lag here to kind of follow you through your track. And then looks like he's gonna pull lead here in a second. So that's another gun shot you could have gone for, but then back in lag.
Oh, look, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so he did take a couple, so I didn't even notice.
Yeah,
that.
he did. Okay, and then okay. So I'm not sure why he didn't shoot, but that was a pretty good example of a lot of the principles of dogfighting that, kind of outlines there with lag pursuit.
Yeah, I ran out of gas right there and turned it.
Oh yeah, there you go. Okay. Yeah. Hopefully that helps with some of the stuff going on. Hopefully that makes a little more sense with everything.
Yeah, definitely. It's no questions. It's just it's good to see it. To see, I guess it's about what I expected, but when I'm doing it, it's so I don't know what to do.
Oh yeah. That's what I meant by like you'll learn all this stuff, and then as soon as you get in the fight, it's like I don't, because it's easy to look top down and attack you and see what's going on, but in the cockpit, it's really hard to figure out what's happening. So
It's like Sinjin tried the old capture special move.
Okay, yeah. I also love going vertical for anyone who doesn't know. In the merge, so yeah, I'm a fan of it. It gives you a lot of options. So yeah, so he's going to the right, and so you pull into kind of a higher aspect merge. This is a situation where you could possibly, if you see him going slow like that, which is not really slow I suppose, but if you see him coming around like that, you could go into a lag pursuit and kind of follow his 6. But this is also valid because it forces him which is pretty fast. Kind of surprising.
Altitude.
Fast, but
Altitude.
It forces a higher altitude merge, gives him less chance to go into the fight. So then this is a 2-circle, kind of an offset 2-circle, but you see it's a tail-on-tail chase in this situation, and you're both pretty fast. You're faster than rate speed Sinjin, but he's also really fast for his rate speed, so it kind of offsets. So you guys are kind of in a fight where you're in the offensive position, but you kind of leveled out. Okay, well, he gets up. So.
Well, I got. It was like he just disappeared from my radar and from visual, and I lost him. And he just took off, and then
That definitely looks like he ran out of gas, and I can believe it with the MiG-29 there. But they'll hit the deck, and then they'll just like go straight to the nearest airfield, I think. Which I don't think he has in this as well.
you can pull a little earlier, honestly, on the merge, but yeah, nice job with the offset and separating for that. Vertical, you see him coming right. Yeah, you could go into more lag here to try to stay on his 6. That'll at least put you more in the control zone. This is more of a neutral fight where you're kind of going back on a high aspect merge, but if you kind of follow him this way, it gives you a little bit more options. However, not necessarily an invalid move, just a note. Another 2-circle offset kind of fight where you're prioritizing your rates, which is staying close to 380 in speed and going through. A little slow here, but you're kind of pulling into his circle and you're kind of in the offensive, so you have a few more have to. Looks like you pulled hard trying for a guns solution here. So, alright, so outside of the opponent leveling out, this is another good example of cashing in for a snapshot. You can see, just looking from a top-down view, that the MiG-21 is going pretty rapidly around his circle relative to St. John, and so St. John kind of cashes in. Yeah, cashes in about here, down to 180. And so, since he didn't get a shot off, if the MiG-21 wasn't 600 knots or 520. And he was at rate speed, then he'd be able to get around this circle, and St. John would not be able to pull his nose around this fast enough to catch up to the MiG, and eventually the MiG would win this fight. Or at least St. John would have to stop pulling as hard, get his speed back up to his rate speed, and then put it back in a neutral fight. So that's kind of what I mean by cashing in. You're turning all of your velocity into a really fast turn where you pull your nose on, but if you miss the shot, then your opponent has advantage in this fight. So, good note there. Sorry, St. John, I was misbehaving, but nice fights on both ends. So, I'll go back to yours later, Skyfall in the beginning. Variable.
Is this the F-15 one? I think that's the only one that I had a good fight against.
Did you hop in the second batch, or was it only the first one?
I don't know.
Lady Tower, train 1-1.
Okay, no worries. Let me grab in 2000 fight, I'm curious, and then after that I'll switch over to the original. Okay, in 2000, left-hand turn, so he decides to go 1 circle, so yeah, a little fast on the speed here for the 1 circle, so yeah, you can see the M2000 slows down from 450 to 300 knots, or 360 knots to try to get here.
I was going to try to force the 2 circle, like no matter what he did, and just stay out of guns range of him, but
probably
I don't
smart,
think,
yeah.
But I don't think it really worked.
1-1, downwind leg,
but
requesting
it didn't look like he took the shot. But this is a great, 1 circle, what you do in a 1 circle, and why it's important. So another 1 circle fight, still a little fast, and then he gets nose on first, but I guess they don't like taking shots at high aspect, which is fine. Another 1 circle, switches up here. You reverse, in 2000 reverses. Alright, so this is a great horizontal scissors, flat scissors, which is a series of 1 circle fights. And so this is a radius type fight.
Tower train.
Which
Tower train 1-1 on short final runway
as well. So yeah, so you had the advantage of that one, and then you continue through your turn. He also continues through his. So this brings it back to another 1 circle, which because you went up in altitude, you're able to pull harder coming down with gravity. So that gives you a good radius here, so you get the advantage of this shot. So he reverses, which is smart, because you're going too fast to make this, go the overshoot. Mirage reverses because he's slower than you, and he knows he can cut inside your circle here, so he reverses, you come around, he does not take a shot at you. Then you're slowing down to rate speed, which is good, because this is now a two-circle fight, and the Mirage is going 200 knots, which is not good. Converting it into altitude, so that's a good move. So you can see here, this is a great example of going kinetic, because you're way faster than the Mirage here, and you know it, so you go up, and then you can see the Mirage is trying to pull up to get guns on him, but he's going 100 or 200 knots, and there's no way that he can follow Pirate up all the way through here, so, you know, he's at 140 knots, he has stall speed, Pirate's still got 280 knots, and he's higher in altitude, so that's a great example of keeping your energy and using it to your advantage. So Mirage has to dive down to, you know, get a stall, and Pirate's right on his ass, so nicely done there. Although, did you... Oh, okay, so you decided not to follow him down, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I thought he was going into the water. And then
yeah,
and then he got right back on my ass.
Oh, so yeah. Alright, so unfortunate on that one. But, yeah, so you're going 500, he's going 300. He gets a snapshot, but, again, two-circle fight, although I guess he turned it back into a one-circle. If you had continued going around this way, you would have had the advantage, because he's going super slow, and you're going pretty close to rate speed. But, yeah. So bring it back to a one-circle.
One off factor.
Alright, back into a flat scissors. Man, you weren't kidding. You did get into a knife fight with the with the Mirage, but so yeah. As a note, rule of thumb, not a good idea to get in one circle as the Mirage, because they're the only one of the only planes that can slow fight better than the Hornet, because they have giant delta wings. However, it did look like you won this. You won the last couple of exchanges with Radius, so there you go. So yeah, okay, you are winning these fights, which is good. So then you kind of force him out in front of you. Okay, he pours on a lot of speed.
Yeah, I don't... He could have gotten away, but I think he was out of gas. And then I was out of gas, so I just took off his vertical.
Alright, good fight though,
Yeah.
Go Bloody Terror, Triton 1-1, shutting down engines at 025.
Hold up the original. Okay, so Skyfall. Unfortunately, I jumped in the middle of this, so we'll have to kind of.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or.
I don't know if it was anything special anyway. I mean, I did kill him.
Was it the MiG-31 or was it the?
It was the Su-33, I think.
Okay, I think I have the wrong tac view. No, that should be the original. Oh, okay, yeah, it's all the way in the.
The MiG-31 didn't really do much.
Yeah, that's
kind
fair.
of